Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Adobe Acrobat, your team's home base. Collaborate within a shared PDF space. You've got your docs, your plans, your specs, and then invite the crew to build what's next. They talk up the teamwork. Here's an updated render. They think that this design could be a contender. And when somebody wonders what's the next step, AI helps you finish the rest. Bolts are tight, now your plan's refined. Run a smoother business when you're all aligned. Do that with Acrobat. Learn more at adobe.com/do-that-with-Acrobat.
Instagram teen accounts have automatic protections for what teens see and who can contact them, plus time management tools. And Instagram will continue adding built-in safety features to help create age-appropriate experiences. Learn more about teen accounts and Instagram's ongoing work to protect teens online at instagram.com/teen accounts.
He's public enemy number one because he sold his soul to a bald fraud goof. And when I win Money in the Bank, if I so choose, John Cena, I've always had your number. I'm gonna come pick the bones, you little bitch.
It's the show that celebrates WWE. It's Gorilla Position.
Hello, you, and welcome to Gorilla Position. Thank you very much for hitting the download button on this, your pro wrestling / sports entertainment podcast of pleasure. My name is James D'Lo, your host and your guide through the wonderful world of WWE. Thank you for tuning in to this episode 376 of the biggest and best WWE podcast in the UK, the show that takes you closer to the action, the adventure, and inside the stories that drive this fascinating art form. I am back from my holidays, and I missed you guys. I always hate taking a week off, genuinely. But we're back on the pod waves, and I think it's time to get real, isn't it? How are you feeling about the product right now? What's exciting you? What's moving you? Is there anything keeping you on the edge of your seat? If all the emails and the social media messages we've been receiving today are anything to go by, the answer's no. It's June. The post-Mania lull should be complete by now. Fingers crossed Money in the Bank this weekend in LA gives us something to invest in. So on today's show, we'll dive into what's not working right now, the things that are working, the reasons behind them, our feelings on storylines and characters, and in my view, the missed opportunities that are still affecting what we're seeing on TV. And to get into it with me this week, firstly, he's a podcaster, a content creator, a WrestleManiac. Mekz is here.
How's everybody?
Fine. You all right?
I'm good. Glad to hear that you enjoyed your Holly Bobs.
I did. Some people are really offended by the term Holly Bobs.
Really?
Yeah, they get really annoyed. Don't worry.
Am I going to get cancelled?
I'm fine with it. Yeah. Can you imagine? Well, you never know nowadays. You can get cancelled for anything. Yeah, imagine if you were cancelled for calling it Holly Bobs.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, I did have a great time, thank you. I spent much of the week in a swimming pool throwing the girls around, wrestling with my daughters.
Amazing.
I did suplexes, DDTs, power bombs, all onto a floaty. It was excellent.
Nice to hear that Greece still allow intergender matches.
Yeah, exactly. And last but not least, he's a rapper, a DJ, a WWE lifer. The man they call Skillit is back.
Hey, everybody.
How are you, my skills?
I'm good. I was laughing at Meks's concern when you said hollybobs is a word that could get someone cancelled. Mex is like, is it? He looks so concerned.
That's the thing.
It's true, though.
Panic
anything
hits.
today.
Exactly.
You gotta be careful. I'm good, thank you. I'm glad you had a good time on
Thanks.
the holiday. Glad you had a good time.
When I walked into the studio, you said I had a nice tan. And,
You did,
And I
red.
said, really? And then you just went, no, red.
Red.
Us
It's a nice red, though. It's a nice red.
It's a glow.
Is it? Yes, exactly. It is.
There
Exactly.
you go. I gave you the correct vernacular. Anyway, calling all WWE superfans, I want to send a big shout out to WWE Slam by Tops, the premier destination to collect your favorite WWE superstars and legends, all from your mobile device. Collect new cards every week and trade with fans around the world on your quest to build the ultimate WWE digital collection. Such a cool app. We've all got it. You need to get involved. You can join in-app challenges for your chance to win physical Tops WWE hobby boxes, graded cards, and more. Download WWE Slam now for free in the App Store or Google Play. And an important note, please download it using the link in this podcast description. That way we can track how many of you are getting involved, downloading the app, and supporting your favorite WWE podcast, Gorilla Position. So big thank you to WWE Slam by Tops. Should we start with a big question?
Go for
Let's
it.
do it.
Producer Ben, it's time for this week's
That's always cool, man.
I sounded like Scar from Lion King.
You did, yeah. It sounded cool.
Mufasa. One more time, Ben. Everything. Brilliant.
Everything. Oh, come on.
Everything you see
I can remember the line.
Why did you do Rafiki? Look harder.
Producer Ben just trampled over your very good impression.
Did, and,
Do it again.
Look harder.
Oh, that's why he's looking into the water,
Yeah, Rafiki,
I
man.
love that.
Legend.
I'd love it if Simba just went, that's my reflection.
Yeah, I would love that as well. I don't. What
It's
are
not
you
my dad.
talking
It's not
about?
my dad. Anyway, this week's big question is, when was the last time a Money in the Bank win genuinely changed the trajectory of a performer's career? And if you are struggling to think of one, I think it proves my point.
Yeah. I think the last time it really made someone feel bigger, but then you probably could argue that the entire presentation already was big, was Seth Rollins when he cashed in, which was a long time ago now, maybe 10 years ago
10
now.
years ago, yeah.
So that's my only pick.
Yeah.
2014, and then he cashed in at Mania 31 in 2015. A career-enhancing moment that didn't just create, because the moments are always fun.
Yeah.
More often than not, they're always fun. But it created so much more than just a siloed moment, but an entire story that propelled him to the next level, and that a level he's remained at for the last decade.
Yeah, correct.
On the women's side, and I would still say this is an open question, really, excuse me, Tiffany Stratton?
Yeah.
Like EO Sky maybe in summer 2023 is an argument, but I wouldn't say, because she cashed in at SummerSlam, that we were hosting the watch party, weren't we?
Yeah, we were.
EO cashed in and had a decent little run before Bailey dethroned her, but then she hasn't really arrived. Even now, I would say EO was bigger than then when she cashed in and stuff like that. Like she dipped again after the Bailey when Bailey won it, and she's probably bigger than ever now. So
it didn't make her into a star, and it's not something they've properly built upon. I don't think.
So what you're saying, James? It's time to go.
It's time to go.
It's time for. Is it time for the end?
I just think it's an interesting question, because you know, you hear lots of these rumors, and I'm sure Triple H will be the first to deny it. So who knows if it's true? But lots of talk about Triple H not being a fan of the gimmick, and he tries to just get rid of the cash-in moment quickly. Although Damian Priest waited from, when was it, July last year July the year before till WrestleMania. So that's quite a long time to have the Money in the Bank briefcase. But yeah, as the story goes, Triple H isn't a huge fan. And my question is and I know it's a big sort of marketable brand for WWE, and it's become one of the big five, and it's an exciting pay-per-view, and as a brand, it means quite a lot. We've got a Money in the Bank briefcase in our studio. But does it do anything for anything? Is it a gimmick that's outstayed its welcome?
It probably has.
Yeah.
It probably has.
Nikki Ash won it.
Yeah, no,
cashed
nobody
in, the next
remembers
day.
that. Like the top 5 memorable moments of memorable cash-ins for me. It was like Edge, the first ever one.
Phenomenal.
Dolph Ziggler on Del Rio on the Raw after Mania.
Yeah, but
it didn't change his career.
Exactly. As incredible as that moment was in
I know what you're
2012,
saying.
right?
Yeah.
The crowd, I remember the camera shot of the crowd going wild when Dolph Ziggler cashed in. But then what happened?
Yeah.
He didn't become a main event star.
No. So Seth is probably the best choice.
I still think he is.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
That was a great cash in.
When you put it like that, the women, I don't think, haven't had anyone as of yet that it's like taking them to the next level. No one comes to mind. With the Triple H stuff, I do think I think we said this about maybe 2 weeks ago, so I don't think he's very keen on it, especially for the men. When Damian Priest won it and held it for so long, I think that was more of a thank you because of all the great work he had previously done with Bad Bunny. So it's like, let's give him the briefcase, make him world champion and stuff. Drew lost it immediately. Yeah. And I guess we'll get into it later on the show. I think the men's winner of the Money in the Bank is probably going to hold it for a week, 2 weeks max, in my opinion. From what I can see that's kind of happening.
Well, I'm thinking 2 days.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be any longer than that, really. Maybe, like I say, a week, 2 weeks tops.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is something they need to kind of refresh. I thought when they were taking away all the the TLC pay-per-views, Hell in a Cell pay-per-views, that Money in the Bank would go and they'll just return the actual match to WrestleMania, which I think would have been a good idea.
Well, what we loved so much about the Hell in the Cell between Punk and Drew was that it finally, and Drew even says this in an interview I did with him that we're about to release on the YouTube channel. He said that the cell finally means something again because it's actually being used as a blow-off, not just as a gimmick pay-per-view. And it just makes me think maybe Money in the Bank is something that should not be a themed PLE. It should just be a match that happens every now and again.
Could happen on a random Raw, could happen on a random SmackDown.
Because it started being part of the WrestleMania card.
Yeah, it was WrestleMania at first. I kind of probably agree with that. Maybe they should step it down as a pay-per-view and then have it as a special stipulation match down the line. And so, this could lead you to a world title match and you could decide when to cash it in. And then restrict the time limit of when to cash it in. Yeah. You have to cash it in the next 60 days or
currently
you know what I mean? 2 months.
Currently it's a year, they've got to cash it in.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
I think you're right.
I don't think it's a bad idea to return it to Mania. Like on one night have a women's one, on one night have a men's one. But yeah, removing it from the pay-per-view calendar, I think is something they should probably look at.
I mean, whether it's part of Mania, I don't know, because I feel like Mania it almost doesn't need it.
Yeah.
But equally, I don't think it needs its own PLE. That said, it'll be a great night of action, I'm sure, this Saturday night. Jack Swagger was among the some of the esteemed winners. Kane, The Miz.
You're taking the mic with this list, right?
No.
Esteemed winners, Jack Swagger.
Well, yeah.
He was a winner.
I'm being sarcastic.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Alberto Del Rio, Damien Sandow.
Yeah.
Sheamus.
Damien Sandow was the first cash-in that lost.
Yeah.
And he lost to Cena.
Well, Mr. Kennedy didn't even cash in.
Kennedy did. Yeah, Kennedy, no. He lost his cash in to Edge. Yeah. He lost his briefcase to Edge. Okay. And then Edge cashed in again.
Dean Ambrose, Baron Corbin, Braun Strowman, Brock Lesnar, who obviously didn't need it. Otis, The Miz.
Yeah, it's true. It's not working.
In the pandemic
it's not working,
terrible.
man. It's not working. As it's not working.
Anyway, so I thought that might.
Yeah. It's good. It's a good conversation to have.
Yeah. So fan reactions I'm not sure how many of the finer details of Raw and SmackDown we'll get into this week, because I honestly feel like we should just chat freely about the overall landscape of WWE right now. Fan reactions this morning on our GPX. I asked people to GIF their reactions of how they're feeling about the product right now. And I mean, so many came in. I haven't looked at every single one of them, but just scrolling through, it's all fairly just like meh. It's not bad. It's not terrible. It's not awful. It's not like WWE are doing anything particularly wrong. It's just not very good.
Yeah.
It's just not very exciting. Someone on X said WWE is, if WWE was a biscuit right now, it would be a plain digestive. Plain and simple, a bit boring, but you'll always go back to it. Give us chocolate digestives and custard creams.
Oh, okay.
And I thought that sums it up nicely.
It does.
Nothing's particularly wrong, but nothing's particularly exciting. From all 5.5 hours of TV I watched in the last 7 days, there are 3 pieces of content that actually stuck in my head. From Smackers, Jacob Fatu saying, for the last time, I do not need your help.
Yeah.
That got me. And I was like, ooh, the way he delivered that, he's a star. From Raw, CM Punk's short promo on John Cena, I thought was brilliant.
Yeah.
Proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that he's one of the best mic men ever. And Stephanie Vaquer's face-off with Rhea Ripley backstage when the crowd erupted.
Yeah.
Because I think it sort of showed, hey, we've got big plans for Stephanie, and also it showed what a true superstar Rhea Ripley is, just because of that fan reaction. But why is it that I can remember what amounts to approximately 1 minute of content from the 330 minutes of WWE TV I watched this week?
Yeah.
Am I being horrendously negative here?
No, I think firstly, there is too much content.
Yeah.
We are maybe getting to a point of burnout, and there's too much content, and there's more on the way, and we have 2 pay-per-views this weekend on the same day.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? And in July, I think they've got, again, 2 pay-per-views on the same day with, is it Great American Bash and Evolution when they're bringing that back.
Yeah.
So, excuse me. It's, there's a lot to kind of digest, and I think mixed with a lot of other things that aren't on screen, ticket prices, releases, and lack of contract renewals. I think people are just beginning to get to a point where it's just like, is this a money grab? Have TKO really come in and done a thing here, and it's becoming more about the money than the quality of the programming?
Well, so that's really interesting, because I've got a note here about the general negative sentiment towards the product right now from fans, and it is a chatter that seems to be getting louder and louder each week, each day if you scroll social media. But yes, the releases, you mentioned them a few weeks back, they upset many people. I don't tend to be that bothered, and that might sound really heartless and dismissive. I hate the idea of people losing their jobs, but it is part of the course. It happens every year post Mania. But then came the R-Truth release, which seems to have hit different.
Yeah.
Skills, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, it just shows how beloved R-Truth is. We love him. He's a special kind of talent. Yes, and he's adored all over the world. Like, so funny, just effortlessly, just a unique personality, and you can just tell from from the out. We're not in the inside, are we? We're in the outside. From the outside looking in, he is hilarious. Like, he's like a nice guy. Like,
he's the loveliest man.
Everyone loves him in the industry. Like, the whole wrestling business loves him. The WWE, you could tell from the wrestlers' reactions, they were really gutted that he was gone. I saw Dominic Mysterio post a lot of stuff about R-Truth and Carlito, and just speaking from the heart. And
Kevin Owens.
And, everybody.
But literally all the major talents
all of them,
have said something about R-Truth's release.
Yeah. And I feel like with his role in the industry, you didn't really need to release him. It's not like he's expected to be a bona fide main eventer or a consistent superstar, but he comes in, he does a little bit of a skit, makes people laugh, he goes back out, he does a match here and there, and you can tell he's great morale for those people who are on the road every day of their lives. So I don't know, it's a bit of a weird one for me. I don't think anybody should feel sympathetic to somebody being released over another. I don't like to do that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't like doing that, especially if somebody's been injured and they've been released. I think that's far more harsh than just releasing somebody that's likable. But I do feel there is certain things that you need to have in place in a company where, especially when these people are on tour every day, for morale, Like he's good for morale. Do you know what I mean? It's stuff like that. I just think maybe that might have been a bit of a.
Well, I think I saw a video with Jonathan Coachman, and he's quick to come on social, and I mean he seems to be bashing WWE a lot.
Oh, he is.
Recently.
He's been bashing them since there've been some situation where he felt Vince McMahon didn't defend him on something.
I don't think that guy could be trusted with his word.
No, because it's more of a personal thing for him.
But okay, well that does make sense because he's always quick to jump on stuff. But like he said with R-Truth, it's hit different because like he's universally loved by all the talents, like just the nicest guy. But to your point about morale backstage, it's like sometimes those kind of things and having someone backstage as a bit of a leader, and just someone who like he's been with the company, I mean on and off for over 20 years, but this current run has been 17 years.
It's crazy.
So one of the longest serving members of the roster, and just like that he's gone.
It's crazy, isn't it?
So I don't know. It's like
and one thing I will say,
not a warning to other talents, but it's like it doesn't matter about loyalty because
that's 100%. But another thing I'll interject with, I think another reason why a lot of fans are so upset, it's not even the fact that he's been released, because everybody understands that's part and parcel of the business and that happens. But at least give him a farewell, a proper farewell. Give him something that we could be like, goodbye, thank you, Truth, thank you for your time. Let the fans say goodbye. That I think that's what it was. When you get snatched away, it feels like what? Let's say goodbye to Truth. They could have gave him a good. I know you had that little thing with Cena in the Saturday Night Main Event, but they could have really booked that as a farewell thing. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it's crazy to think that. I mean, it makes more sense, and they wanted to give him that moment.
Yeah,
and his childhood hero, whatever, having a match with John Cena on Saturday Night's Main Event. What a great way to go out, although he did lose a squash match on SmackDown against JC. But yeah, I don't know. It felt very, just so unexpected, I guess.
I think it's just that thing, like you said, James, that there is no such thing as like a job for life now. They've basically just confirmed it. And, when we watch football, you always hear like there's certain people, elder statesmen, they keep in the locker room just for morale, for experience and stuff like that. They're not going to play much, and it's pretty much the R-Truth role. Just come in when you're asked, and otherwise you kind of know your position in the company. We can't ever say we've heard a story of R-Truth piping up because he's not getting TV time or anything like that. But I'll pose it to you guys like this, maybe a bit of devil's advocate, because I agree with everything that's been said, but the likes of a R-Truth, Carlito, I think it's fair to assume they are getting paid, maybe over 200 grand a year, 250 grand a year.
Okay.
From a business standpoint, do you think it's just like, well, if we can get rid of these guys and that's 500k per year saved, can you understand it then?
Oh no, of course. I don't think people don't understand the releases, because Carlito made a really funny tweet about. Did you see his tweet when he got released?
Yeah,
he made a joke about it.
So sorry WBR, I think I owe you money or something, because he's trying to say he hasn't done anything.
He ain't done nothing.
So it was funny. Like it was actually quite funny. And I know Carlito. I think Carlito and R-Truth probably understood it. They probably they're not even. I don't think they're even upset about the releases. But yeah. Definitely what you're saying. I understand all that. I understand that, you're saving more money, especially on money that you're not, these guys are not going to be the guys that are marketing that's a big star for your business. Totally understand that. I just think maybe let's give them a nice farewell, especially for the years of service. I think that's what it is.
I think it's that. It's like he's given you, like all in all, pretty much 2 decades of his life. And I think it's the... I don't know. I mean, listen, we're not privy to any conversations backstage. We're not. But it just, when you know that fans are having R-Truth signs being taken away from the crowd.
It's a bit much.
When you know that they're editing out the crowd chanting, "We want truth." And I'm not saying like the crowd didn't hijack the show on Raw, but there were definite chants of "We want truth, we want truth." And suddenly it went silent.
Apparently, talent were told that they can't wear any Truth merch as well.
Because Rhea Ripley was wearing a Truth shirt, wasn't she? And then she was told to take it off.
See, stuff like that, I just think it's
petty. It's too much. It's not like you had a fallout with Truth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And to the point, and R-Truth, because he's been there so long, he probably was on a fairly big salary.
Yeah, I'm sure he was.
And so I totally understand the business side of things. But yeah, to your point, Skills, I think it's just... It's just a goodbye. Like, make it a nice thing.
Yeah.
Fans understand that business is business.
Exactly.
And not everything lasts forever.
Yeah.
But just give them a nice send-off.
Yeah.
Or the only way to win it is John Cena comes out on SmackDown and says,
I got rid of him.
I got rid of him.
I think that's what they should do.
They have to actually, without, if they may not have to name him, but you
That's
can,
what
if they start like our truth chanting John Cena, he can say like, yeah, you've got me to thank for that. I got rid of him.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't even mention him. Like,
after our match, I went to creative and I said I don't think he's good for business. I think he's very disrespectful. He was disrespectful to me, and I spoke to Triple H and we both agreed he needs to go. Like that. This heel turn sucks.
But this is what I mean.
Why are we booking a better heel turn than the guy? The WWE?
I don't understand why they would have known. They would have looked at their books and said, right, this guy's contract coming up. And I think that's one thing for the listeners to, we've been saying release.
Yes,
release.
it's not it's just a not renewing the contract.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
They would have known this is someone that we're not looking to renew his contract. Apparently, there wasn't any other contract offer, so it's not like a money dispute. They just didn't offer him anything new, and they could have went from there. Right, let's give him this, nice send off, like we're saying. John Cena is right here. Let's really tell this story and make John Cena the one that's culpable for him losing his job.
Yeah.
But
exactly,
they just didn't do any of that.
Another wasted opportunity.
Yeah,
Has R-Truth been released because Triple H is racist?
No. Stop that.
I'm joking, obviously, but it's incredible how quickly that is where fans go.
Oh, of course. But that's always going to be the case.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you're going to get that. But no, it's nothing to do with that.
I mean, I'm not saying Triple H is racist, but I reckon if it was up to him, he'd still be crawling over to Booker T at WrestleMania 19.
You know what?
Just crawling over to make that cover.
I knew that was coming.
I've always said
the delayed pin.
When that happened, I was about 11, so I didn't understand any of the context.
Furious.
The state of you.
I was furious.
I didn't understand any of the context behind, you're not good enough. People like you don't hold the world title.
I understand.
And when
that.
Triple H crawled over and won at Mania, I still thought, because I love Triple H, I was like, yeah, brilliant.
That's why people were very, because obviously that was loosely based on a storyline that happened in the 80s with Ric Flair and Junkyard Dog and Harley Race. And it was that whole, and even Harley Race repeated that with Vader and Ron Simmons. Both times, Junkyard didn't win the title, but he went over Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Ron Simmons went over Vader. So you say these racist things, you say these cruel things, ultimately knowing I'm the bad guy and I'm going to lose because I can't say what I said.
Yeah. And then he won.
And Triple H won. So everybody was like, imagine me. Like, I want to be like 19 at the time, fuming. Like, it's like, what? Because I already know the context. I'm like, why is he not winning? I thought Booker T was a sure win.
One thing I will say that I don't believe he's racist, but right now there's a lot being said. MVP recently came out and talked about him not booking the Hurt Business and Omos and things like that. We were all kind of surprised to see Andrade in the Money in the Bank match this weekend over Carmelo Hayes, who was in the match.
Yeah.
He's not doing himself any favors. Let's just put it that way. But
but he has put the titles on Street Profits and haven't booked them since that amazing TLC match. I mean, they has. They lost
what's it? Afraxium.
Afraxium.
Yeah.
Afram from Man United.
Afram. We'll talk about the tag team division in a minute. But very sad to see R-Truth leave because I mean I was so critical of him back in the day, like pre-pandemic. Iteration of GP, I was just like, I don't get it. He comes out and he goes, "What's up? What's up?" I was like, that's not a gimmick. That's not a story. That's not anything. But in recent years, I remember crying with laughter at it was one of the Judgment Day skits, and he did this whole VT. Yeah. And there was some mention of like In Your House Judgment Day, and there were just so many funny things. In Your House, Mekz, you might not have heard of it. But he has contributed 100%. A lot, and that thing of like the morale for other talents who love having him around. Yeah. There is so much value in that.
Absolutely.
There is so much value in that. So I do think it's a
What's
shame.
your favourite R-Truth moment before we move on? Do you have one? I mean, I know you just mentioned the Judgment Day.
Yeah. I mean, he did some brilliant stuff with Judgment Day.
He's got some great moments, man. I saw some people on Twitter share the one where there was times where he used to get confused and think he was involved in a certain match. Oh, like Kane used to. I think Kane was the GM, and Kane was talking to Roman Reigns and Ziggler in the ring, And then they're chatting about whatever match is going to take place, and then Truth music hits, and they walk out. And I think Kane knew because Kane was part of the joke, but I don't think Reigns and Ziggler was in on the joke. So he comes out, and then he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna beat you guys." And Kane's like, "Truth, what are you doing here? You're not part of this match." And then Truth's like, "What'd you say?" He's like, "You're not part of this match." He goes, "For real?" He's like, "No." It's like, my bad. And then R2, Roman and Ziggler lost it. They couldn't keep it. They were laughing in the ring.
So two moments like that spring to mind. Him running out during the women's Royal Rumble match.
Legendary.
And then a few years ago during the men's Royal Rumble match, he brought out a ladder.
The ladder. And then he did the ladder. The ladder was probably his best one.
Yeah.
But the hot tag. Did he do the Royal Rumble as well?
Yes,
the hot tag with the Miz.
He thought it was a tag
the hot
match.
tag with Dom.
Yeah.
He did a hot tag with Dom in the Royal Rumble as well.
And so to this point, actually, and this is really interesting because we're talking about the value of these kind of beloved, yes, comedy characters, but look at the emotional connection that Sami Zayn formed with the audience through having a laugh and trying to break the bloodline backstage.
Yeah,
that's right.
Look where that led.
Yeah.
And think about what R-Truth did with the Judgment Day and how invested we were all in that story of him, like them repeatedly saying, "You're not part of the group, you're not part of the group."
Yeah.
And all us fans wanted was that moment of them coming together and him being part of the group, and then the eventual turn, and I think they sort of flubbed it and they sort of wasted the opportunity with it. But there's money to be made from having someone like that backstage.
Definitely.
100%.
And it's just a real shame. And just building on this sort of the negativity around the fans' reactions at the moment, the Slim Jim sponsorship. So logos on the folding tables under the ring, which presumably we'll see, as the press release says, lots of superstars snap into Slim Jim tables this weekend at Money in the Bank. But the noise is getting louder that all the kind of copious, slightly overbearing sponsorship deals they're doing around every aspect of the product is just sort of sucking a bit of the soul out of it. It's all becoming a bit too polished, a bit overproduced, and not like this, anything can happen.
Yeah.
And I remember in the build-up to the Netflix debut, we said, this is the opportunity where they show a massive mainstream audience, this show is unmissable. And yes, there were some moments to enjoy on that show, but they f***ed it.
Yeah.
They did. They didn't use that opportunity to go, this show is wild, this show is not to be missed. Instead, we got corporate rock. We got him throwing away a year-long storyline with Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
What from that episode would make a new fan tune in every week? We said that's the most important thing, and they didn't do it.
If we're honest with ourselves, TV has not been like a straight downer from then, but like since this Netflix thing, in terms of programming, it hasn't really ascended to the heights of last year, the year before. Like
no, it hasn't.
They've kind of cashed in all the good programming and stories for advertising and celeb appearances and things of that nature, which is a shame, really.
And it just, I don't know, like, yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not going to pretend that we've hated everything for the last 6 months, because that's not the case. We've talked about it being like a rock concert. It's so much fun to be there. The atmosphere is amazing. There has obviously been some really good stuff. But ratings on Raw on Netflix are not going great guns, according to reports.
Okay.
So many creative missteps and missed opportunities. And it's hard. It's 52 weeks a year.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of programming. It's too much content, as you say. I think they're in a real transition period post Bloodline, because that was a 4-year saga that gave us some of the greatest WWE moments in the brand's history, and a story that in so many ways infiltrated so many aspects of the product and so many superstars as well. It all filtered down to loads of other talents. Everything orbited around Roman and the Bloodline. So many layers, so many nuances. And crucially, it all made sense because it felt real and it built on the real emotion and the truth and the history of the Anoa'i family.
Yeah.
Like, and so it's hard, you know, Triple H inherited that storyline, right? And took it to amazing heights.
With the aid of Paul Heyman.
With the aid of Paul Heyman, of course. Of course. But the thing is, the next big storyline that we then realized was the next chapter post Bloodline was Cena's heel turn.
Yeah.
Like that moment came and we were like,
yeah.
And I remember saying on this show, WWE feels alive. Like anything can happen. We didn't expect this. We were in shock and awe, and we sat on the edge of our seats and we loved it. And it made us realize, okay, this is the next chapter. This is the next big storyline to keep us hooked post Bloodline. Like what a next step.
Yeah.
Brilliant creative move. But there is no one on God's green earth that can convince me otherwise that John Cena's heel turn has not been spectacularly mishandled.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think they should have. It's easy for me to say this because obviously Cena's not a full-time employee of WWE. So he comes in on special dates and he does what he can. So, but I think they should have just went straight NWO with this. They should have just went straight black and white, Hollywood Hogan, a takeover kind of situation where Cena just wants to ruin wrestling for his own glory and he hates the fans. But you could incorporate all that stuff if he wants, but let's make him a dastardly heel and has a little bit of affection with him. Have The Rock, have Travis Scott with him, have a few others that you could build up under the wing because they've got a massive roster. So there's some talents that you might think could benefit of having a lot of shine robbed off Cena, and then have that year-long feud, whatever, year-long story with Cena with a heel, and then he goes out, and then whoever is underneath Cena could go on, could be now the top guy next year. I think this should have worked. I think that's the only way this could have worked.
Well, yeah, only if, because we've said on the show before, it would have only made sense if he did it through desperation. Yeah. So I don't mind that faction idea. I don't mind the cool NWO style heel idea, but I think he would need the backing of The Rock and Travis Scott and other people. And then if we see glimpses of him sort of regretting his decision, but he's now in it, he's in too deep. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
That'd have been great.
Gangster wise,
that would have been great.
That's quite nice. And then finally you get the turn back to being a face. But the way they've done it is just, and maybe they had no choice because Rock upped and left.
This guy, man.
But it's just bad.
Yeah.
It's just not. Well, I will talk about it when we talk about SmackDown and stuff. But he delivers great lines. He spits fire, does some brilliant cutting one-liners. The execution is, as always with John Cena, phenomenal.
Yeah.
But the content does not make any sense. And I'm just watching it, I'm like, I don't believe it. I just don't believe it.
It doesn't ring true.
That's the big part of the problem. Yeah.
And that's why I loved Mek's idea. And we had massive engagement over this clip on social when we talked about this idea of, he said, I've been trying to play a bad guy because I don't want to say goodbye to you.
Yeah.
This was easier for me.
Yeah.
If they do that, phenomenal. But I don't know if they have the sort of creative.
If they take Mex's idea.
You know the thing is, like, there's so many good ideas that other people have said and I've read and seen, and it's like everybody is booking this better than those that actually have the pen to book it.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
And the thing is, like, it's easy to dismiss the idea that wins and losses don't matter. It's easy to dismiss that how people win and lose doesn't have much of a bearing on how the audiences actually feel about the performers. But I honestly still think we're in the fallout and seeing the negative impact from decisions at WrestleMania that didn't connect like they should have done. Yeah. The Rock, obviously, John Cena's heel turn and all that, Cody Rhodes, and the fact that he was just like chicken shit. And I mean, he came out on SmackDown and he said, I won't hesitate again. It's a bit too late, mate. Like, he screwed you in March at Elimination Chamber. You didn't screw him back at Mania and you lost the title and then took a month off. So, Cody's stock has fallen a little bit.
Yeah.
And fans, I mean, maybe they are reacting to him as big, but I don't know, he's lost some of the aura in my view.
Yeah.
Gunther and how he lost, and actually Jey and how he won. Because that moment wasn't what it should have been.
Nope.
Jay's title run feels underwhelming.
Yep.
Gunther should beat him next Monday, in my view.
Yeah, I mean, someone's walking out with that title. I'm not convinced it's Jey.
Nah, it has to still be Jey. Has to be taken.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. Stop waiting around for the perfect candidate. Instead, use Indeed sponsored jobs to find the right people with the right skills fast. It's a simple way to make sure your listing is the first candidates see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs have 4 times more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. So go build your dream team today with Indeed. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Your favorite local grocery stores like Kroger, Ralph's, Fred Meyer, and more are now delivering on Uber Eats. Get 40% off your order of fresh, quality ingredients. Whether you just got home to an empty fridge or suddenly got a craving to whip up something new, you can get everything you need delivered in as little as 25 minutes. Get 40% off your order with code Kroger2026. Plus, members get $0 delivery fees. Order now on Uber Eats. Orders of $30 or more save up to $25. Ends 4/30/26. See app for details.
I did like, because I have to say, I would rather the belt be back on Gunther. Because, as much merch as Jey sells, he's a superstar and all that, I haven't been impressed with his promos. I don't think they've been.
The problem with Jey is because he's blown up.
He is blown.
As soon as he does his entrance, it's affecting his promos. It's affecting the way he wrestles.
Yeah.
Because when he used to come down with Jimmy and the Usos, and they were just like calm and cool and collective, and they want
them guys were cutting promos line for line,
cutting promos back to back, and obviously the match is slapped. But because he's by himself now, and he just has to show a lot of energy in the first 3 minutes. By the time the bell rings, he can't move. He can't go.
It's so true.
And it affects his promos as well. And he's forgetting stuff as well when he's cutting promos. He's forgetting.
And I always thought, what is Michael Cole on about saying he's blown up from when he yeets on the commentary table? And then me and producer Ben were yeeting in Brussels. They nearly had to stretch him out. It's exhausting. But you're right. Like Jey coming down, calm, cool and collected, part of the bloodline.
Amazing.
That's when we had the genius.
Amazing, Jey. Yeah.
And I've preferred Gunther's promos in recent weeks. I really liked actually him on Raw saying to Jey,
that was good.
Thank you for being a nice guy and being distracted in trying to help Sammy and Punk, because it sort of shows you're not world champion material. A world champion should concentrate on only being world champion.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're right.
Yeah.
But, and then I liked how that thread ran through the show, and Jey did come out at the end. We'll talk about the main event of Raw later, but he came out and Cole said it on commentaries, just like Gunther predicted. Jey has come out. Does that mean he's not concentrating enough on Gunther?
Yeah.
So, there are things I do like, but right now I'd rather see Gunther be world champion, I have to say. Or is it going to be Seth?
I mean, like we've been saying with Jey, he's had the match at Saturday Night main event. That was the main event, wasn't it, of that particular show?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
He didn't beat Rollins. He didn't beat Braun. And now at Money in the Bank, he's in a tag match. Like, what is this world title run? Like, he's had one main event and one match for the title, which had him win, but there was so much kerfuffle in that match as well to him winning. I just don't know. Like, we've had the moment. It was a great moment. Should have been better, like you say.
Yep.
Let's move on.
He, as much as it pains me to say, because I know how great he is, he's very much a transitional champion.
I don't know. I think you can still give him some more time.
You nailed it with the promo. Like, he comes down. It's
I know.
You guys don't think I could do this?
Yeah. And
you guys don't think I'm champion material?
Yeah. It's true.
Bro.
I think
what is that?
I think he's going to drop the title to Seth, and it will probably be after the tag match.
So Seth, does Seth win Money in the Bank?
I think so,
because I feel like he's the only name in there that actually feels remotely realistic as a winner, and then he cashes in on the month, so 2 nights after on the Monday night when we know we're getting this Gunther Jey match, and then at least we have the story of Punk going after Seth, which to me feels far more interesting than Jey and anyone.
Yeah.
I wish they'd gone with Jey and Sammy.
Yeah,
post Mania.
Done. It was right there.
It was right there.
They done the whole thing in the ring together. Like it was actually right there. Like,
But they still might. They might do.
They might. Yeah.
They might still do Sammy and Jey SummerSlam. They got the
with a title, or
I don't know about a title, but you
Oh,
got
wow.
the
it's meaningless.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. But you got the whole thing with Karrion Kross saying you're not a good guy, Sammy. All this stuff, you never know. It might lead to something. It might lead to
I
something.
think Cross and Sammy will lead to something, but I think Jay's days are absolutely numbered.
Let's see.
Like I will be shocked if we're sitting here at the end of June and he is still champion. Okay. I'll be very surprised. I can't lie to you.
I just think I'm getting a bit. It was funny. I was thinking this week. I'm getting a bit allergic to Seth Rollins' entrance song, and the Jey intro. It's lost a lot of its luster to me. Like it's fun, it's fine, but it's got to the point where he is just an entrance,
right?
And what we were saying before is like, yes, he's got the Yeet glasses and he's got the big rock concert entrance and it's fun, but we know he's got heart and soul as well. And that's what we saw in the Bloodline. That's what we need to see again. And I just don't like, we've seen tiny glimpses of it, but there isn't a strong Jey storyline anywhere here.
Jey is alive when he is going through pain.
Yep. And
if he's not going through pain, and unfortunately if he's having a good time with it, it's not interesting. Like, he needs to be suffering.
Exactly. Let's talk about some of the specifics around SmackDown. I feel like we've bashed WWE enough. And listen, I don't like being negative, but it really struck me. I was coming into the studio this morning and I was like, oh God, I can't remember anything from TV.
Same.
Raw, like I watched Raw yesterday. And the only snippets of bit that stuck in my head, because I remember when I watched them, I was like, oh, that was cool. Was the, as I said, the Punk promo, that little moment with Stephanie and Rhea, and that one line from Jacob Fatu. And I'm not saying there isn't some really decent wrestling on TV. Of course there is. But wrestling is not enough.
It's not. It isn't.
Naomi crashes Bianca Belair's homecoming in Knoxville. This was quite a fun segment. I thought Naomi performed really well.
Yeah.
However, it did confuse me.
Why?
Because she said, I went to your house earlier.
I love that.
And you weren't there and your parents weren't there. So
I let
myself in.
Can I just say this? And if we have American listeners, they have to chime in on this. Do Americans leave their front door open? Because even when you watch sitcoms, they do just walk into each other's houses.
I think that was a thing back in the day.
This ain't Friends.
I don't think they can't. I don't think they could take that chance anymore with how crazy America is. But back in the day, that was a common thing. Yeah.
So Naomi said, "Oh yeah, I let myself in and looked through loads of photo albums.
Love it."
And then we see Bianca's parents in the front row, sort of mildly reacting to this. My point was, they didn't make enough of it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I thought she was about to run a video where she self-shot it on her phone saying, I'm in your house. I went through the window.
When you involve family members who are not in the professional wrestling industry into your storyline, and you don't brief them how important it is to please play along, it looks so bad. That's what happened here. Do you remember?
And that's the brief.
That's the brief.
Please play along.
Do you remember when New Day tried to do something with Xavier's parents?
Oh, yes.
They were so bad, like trying to make it look like, oh no, we don't agree with New Day, we don't agree what they did to Big E, and then the sister was trying, at least Xavier's sister, she was genuinely trying, but I think the mom and dad didn't know what was going on. No, we don't agree, and then they look into the camera's there, mate. Like it's like they don't know what. Like that's why I rate the Hearts. But the hearts are all about it. Even if you're not a wrestler, you're getting involved, Diana. You're getting involved. like it's all about wrestling to them.
Helen threw in that towel like a champ.
Exactly.
But then on the other end of the scale, you get John Cena's dad.
He was amazing. Yeah, I mean, it's true.
He was the biggest ham I have ever seen.
But at least he tried.
At least he tried.
And who was it that went to his house again?
Orton.
That's it.
Yeah. And Orton, didn't he punt him?
Yeah.
He punted him.
No, it was Edge.
It was
Edge, that's who it was.
Edge. It was Edge.
Slapped his dad
in the face. And didn't Zack Ryder's dad, he was involved in the storyline as well.
Yeah, with Miz.
With Miz, yeah.
Yeah, listen, I mean, it's worked.
But I don't think Bianca's parents got the brief.
But the point was, but worse than them not getting the brief, was just the fact that it was just this sort of weird line. He said, "Oh yeah, I've been in your house looking through photo albums."
Yeah.
And Bianca sort of mildly reacted, but then nothing came of it.
Yeah.
And then she made a gag about, "I'm going to put you in a wheelchair as well as your mum."
I did like that line, though.
It was good. It was a good performance from Naomi. I just thought they dropped the ball a bit. I was I expected more there. But then Naomi defeated Jade Cargill and Nia Jax in a triple threat, so she obviously qualifies. So we can talk about this. Stephanie Vakir on Raw also won her qualifying match. She beat Liv Morgan and Ivy Nile. So the stage is set. Money in the Bank, Saturday night, LA. Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Rhea Ripley, Julia, Naomi, and Stephanie Vakir. Mekz, who is your pickaroo?
Naomi. I think Naomi is...
Storyline-wise, that makes the most sense, right?
Yeah. They've kind of set up story. I think that's what they're doing with this Bianca and Jade thing, because, it hasn't come to a head as of yet between the three of them. And I think they're just kind of keeping it warm for when it is to come to a head. And I think it's once Naomi wins that briefcase, Naomi probably cashes in on Tiffany Stratton. I'm looking at either Evolution to make sure something big happens there, or one of the 2 nights of SummerSlam to kind of crown that, 2-night SummerSlam. So yeah, I think by summer, Naomi's 100% going to be champion as long as she wins the briefcase.
Okay. Skills, who's your prediction
I
for the
do
women's
agree
Money
with
in the Bank?
Mekz, but I'm going to go with Roxanne Perez. I think they've got a lot of high stakes, little, they've got little high dreams for him. I think they got plans for her. So I think she's going to do...
They definitely seem to have plans for her.
But I think Mekz is actually right, to be honest. But
Roxanne is involved in that Judgment Day
storyline with Dominic.
Finn was good. Finn was like, she's in the match, so she can come back to the Judgment Day clubhouse with the title and everything.
Finn is loving this story because he's born again in this whole thing, and he loves stirring the pot between Liv and Roxanne and Dom. So
he's probably inviting her in, going, "We've got an extra seat in the clubhouse now."
Yeah, it's true.
Did you notice?
Poor Carlito.
People are saying that Carlito took the PS5 because there was no WWE 2K this past week.
It. I'm gonna miss
it.
Them,
It was just a black TV in the back.
They were both hilarious, man. Like, Carlito, man, he'd be missed.
Hilarious. My prediction is. Probably not right, but Stephanie Vakir. I think she is a star.
Yes, she is.
I think she's really exciting. The face-off she had with Rhea Ripley, it gave me goosebumps. I mean, mainly because of the crowd reaction for Rhea, who's just mega star now. But something is in the works for Stephanie Vakir. The video package they ran on her was one of the best bits of TV actually over the last week.
Yeah, no, definitely. She is a star, and she's done wonders at NXT in such a short time. I'm a bit slightly annoyed because I can see something's going to happen. With her spot that she does that Booker T made famous?
Yeah.
They're going to give that to Pat, aren't
the
they?
Devil's Kiss. Oh, as in...
Pat's going to be the one going,
Well, he tried to do it this past week. It
didn't work.
But yeah, it's just not as funny as when Booker T does it.
Yeah. Booker T made that move. Booker T is kind of partially a reason why she's a star. Am I wrong?
I mean, yeah, he's helping to just get stuff over. Like Charlotte's been doing that move.
No, it's a Charlotte. Yeah,
Charlotte's been doing
a new move.
Devil's Kiss move.
Charlotte's been doing that for ages.
It's because obviously he's glorifying lady bits. It's got over. So
yeah. Okay, we'll see who's going to win the women's Money in the Bank ladder match this weekend. JC Mateo massacred our Truth.
Yeah.
In a bit of a squash. Presumably that was the last time we'll see Truth on WWE TV.
Yeah.
Mental to think, and again, as I said earlier, really pleased he had this moment, but mad to think 2 weeks ago he was No, not main eventing, but he was against John Cena.
Against John Cena, yeah.
Saturday night's main event.
Yeah.
But
I think
a wasted opportunity storyline wise.
WWE can do the right thing, see the crowd swell for him, and see what he meant to his colleagues, and I'm sure they could bring him back.
Of course they could.
They
Yeah,
could.
yeah.
He needs to go on TNA and think he's gone down to NXT. That's what they need to do. Well, and he starts talking to all the TNA talent like the NXT roster.
Now, even funnier.
Or AEW.
He goes to AEW, sees Bobby Lashley. Hey, Bobby. MVP, all of that.
He goes to AEW and thinks that he's in WWE.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm Tony Khan, I'm making R-Truth a serious offer.
Yeah, same.
Because if Truth went down to AEW and thought he was either still in WWE or had gone down to NXT, like if Tony played on that, it would get a lot of very positive attention.
100%. 100%.
That would be very, very funny.
It's only if Tony's willing to laugh at himself like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes some people, he might be like, nah. But that would be great.
You could have skits with R-Truth and Tony, and R-Truth is thinking he's Triple H or something, you know.
Or he's asking him, where's Hunter?
Yeah.
Like, I need to speak to Hunter.
Yeah.
God, that'd
be great, man. That's tune in. I would tune in.
Right.
I would tune into that.
So would I.
Yeah.
And there's not many things right now that can make me tune into AEW.
One thing I will say, AEW is they put on a great show, great pay-per-view the other a couple of weeks ago.
I think they're doing good stuff at the moment.
Yeah, they're coming back. I think they are coming back.
Yeah, and again, like to my point, like I know we've been bashing WWE, but it is hard. There are peaks and troughs. There has to be.
Yeah.
But it just, AEW has not been firing on all cylinders in recent times, but all I'm hearing is that they're doing a lot of really good TV stuff. And yeah, their pay-per-views are always very good from a match quality standpoint. But it seems like the storylines are coming back up and they're doing more exciting stuff. But it just, with WWE, it just feels like there are too many wasted opportunities and not enough. Well, I mean, basically, if I can watch 5.5 hours of something and not be emotionally invested in any of it, there's something wrong.
Yeah.
There is something wrong.
That's a very good way to put it.
That's a very good point.
It's that simple.
It's a very good point.
And did you see the news of SmackDown is remaining at 3 hours?
Oh, my God.
It's too long.
Yeah.
It's too long.
Yeah.
SmackDown should not be 3 hours long. And to this point, the Wyatt Six continue to terrorize the SmackDown tag teams. So the only thing I took away from this entire segment, I'm so sorry to say, is that the crowd did not react at all to the Street Profits, Fraxium, Motor City Machine Guns, or DIY.
That's crazy, isn't it?
There was some mild noise for the Wyatts, but again, why should we be invested in the Wyatts when they've been so deeply, horrendously mishandled over the last 6 to 8 months?
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to imagine anything's going to be done with them 3 weeks from now, 6 weeks from now, 9 weeks from now. So it's like, okay. Yeah. You're just taking up TV time.
Yeah, ultimately. This is like, I refused to get back invested when they brought them back on TV. There seems to have been an injury with Bo Dallas, which has obviously derailed their momentum, why they're only just returning to TV now.
Right, that makes sense.
But it's like, I don't care. Like,
Neither do I.
Unfortunately.
But also, like, I'm sorry if he was injured, but could he not do promos?
Yeah, he could have done
Could he not do
vignette
other stuff? I will never, like, unless someone is obviously physically unable to be part of TV and production and stuff. Steve Austin got himself over as the biggest star the industry has ever seen when he wasn't wrestling.
Pillman debuted in WWF in crutches after a horrific car crash that twisted his foot 360. You know what I mean? So, like, you can do it. You can just cut a promo. Like, you don't have to wrestle. You don't have to do it.
And chances are, Bo Dallas was probably going, guys, I can do stuff. But WWE would just be like, oh, Bo's injured. Let's sack him off for a while.
Yeah.
Less to think about.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I just think Steve Austin used that TV time.
Yeah, he just wasn't having it. He was not staying home at all.
And he had a broken neck.
Yeah.
I mean, it might sound harsh, but
Kurt Angle won the Olympics with broken legs. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
It might sound harsh, but I think they've done this whole thing to honor Bray and to give these people a job, off the back of Bray and everything. But they are clearly not really invested in them either as a company. I would say, like, you can see it in how they book them and where they place them. Even if them coming back from injury, you've just placed them into a tag division. There's a couple of singles people in there, like. It is what it is at this point.
Now, I didn't, to be completely honest with you, I didn't know what I was going to do for the tops moment of the week.
Okay.
This week. I was genuinely really struggling. And the only reason I'm going to choose this little segment was because, for one particular reason, it really piqued my interest. So, this week's Tops Moment of the Week, powered by our sponsors WWE Slam, the premier destination to collect your favourite WWE superstars and legends, all from your mobile device. Collect new cards every week and trade with fans around the world on your quest to build the ultimate WWE digital collection. Download WWE Slam by Tops now in the App Store or Google Play. So, this week's Tops Moment of the Week, it sounds like a weird one because it wasn't a great week of TV, but this moment sticks out at me. Damian Priest comes out and he cuts an all right promo to sort of move on from things with Drew McIntyre, but he calls out Jacob Fatu. And because he was saying, I want gold and I want to face who I think is the toughest champion right now. And I was like, who's he going to say? And then he said Jacob Fatu. And suddenly, my interest was piqued. And to me, that says, I love Jacob Fatu. Like, I like Damian Priest. I think he is solid as hell. But this really spoke to me because I think I'm a bit obsessed with Jacob Fatu.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Currently, he is the MVP of SmackDown.
Right?
Like there's a Cody Rhodes, there's a John Cena, a Drew, a Damian Priest. But right now, with the US title, he is doing the best stuff. He was fantastic in the qualifying match. The face-off they had after Priest's promo, and then Jacob Fatu was coming out for the Money in the Bank qualifier, and they had a little face-off there, and he took the belt off around his neck and looked him in his eye and everything like that. And he just kind of nodded at each other like, see you down the road sort of thing. Yeah, he's just absolutely brilliant. Put himself through a barrier at ringside, still got up and, got back involved in the match. There's just nothing he is doing wrong right now, and, long may it continue.
And he doesn't have to do much. I mean, in the ring, he's like you said about the barricade, he's throwing himself around. And he's creating moments that the fans just light up for when he's in the ring. But promo-wise, he doesn't have to do that much. No. He goes, Ya Ramin.
Ya Ramin.
But the way he said to Solo backstage, for the last time, I do not need your help. Like goosebumps. He's something
naturally
so
got it, man.
special.
You say it all the time. He's got the gift. It's only a certain amount of wrestlers that possess this super talent, and he's one of them. It's just so easy for him. It's natural. It just comes so natural to him, and that's being part of the family business. Growing up with the business being in your family and your blood. But he's just I don't think he cares. He's the type of guy that doesn't care what you think. Like, even if it was critique from backstage and like, oh, Jacob, you could have done this. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure he's somebody that would like to learn from someone, and he's not, I don't think he's egotistical like that, but I kind of feel like he knows how good he is. And he's like, no, that was good, wasn't it?
Yeah. You remember there was reports last year where they were saying that they were scared to bring him out and put him under Solo because they just know this guy's gonna get over.
Mekz called this. Mekz called this ages ago.
They were scared of it.
You called this. I vividly remember you saying the whole thing. I'm worried when he shows up. When Solo was at the helm of the bloodline, you kept saying, I'm worried when Jacob shows up because
they delayed it and Solo, to his testament, became really good and really fun at a point.
Yeah. But he's doing good work though. I do like Solo though. He's doing good work.
He's playing his role really well with it. But Jacob Fatu's different gravy.
No, he is.
He's just different.
He is.
It's different.
Albisto.
Albisto. That should be his new.
That should be his. Albisto.
But, I mean, I think this is going to be the first of many Tops Moment of the Week starring Jacob Fatu.
100%.
But technically, this week's Tops Moment of the Week was a Damian Priest promo. And actually, we've just talked about the man that he name dropped, Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu is an absolute star.
He is.
Anyway, that was our Tops moment of the week. Download WWE Slam by Tops now in the App Store or Google Play.
I got a random question.
Go on.
Skillit's random question.
So I just want to ask the both of you. Growing up as wrestling fans, did you ever when you idolize your favorite wrestling superstars, did you ever look at their tattoo, their ink away, and be like, oh, that's a cool tattoo. I would like to have that one day. Did any tattoos ever speak to you as a wrestling fan that you would like to emulate?
The first one that springs to mind, and I can't say I ever considered getting it, although Tom Fordy, great friend of the show, used to co-host the show with me a few years back and still involved behind the scenes. Brilliant writer, legend. He has this tattoo on his arm. Okay. The absolute state of him. But it's the Shawn Michaels. It's the heart with the sword.
Yeah. Okay. He has shown me that tattoo actually. Yeah.
He's actually got a Brett tattoo on one arm and
really?
Shawn on the other. I'll show you them.
He bottled it. That's sitting on the fence for you.
So that, like, as soon as you say tattoos of wrestlers, I automatically go there. And because I was so in love, I'm not afraid to admit I had a good look at Shawn Michaels in Playgirl magazine.
Right. When he had the belt covering his genitals.
Yeah. He didn't get
fully nude.
He didn't get nude.
Ah. There was one. Maybe it was a different. There was one where you had like a. Don't ask me how I know this, but there was one where the poster was out and he was like naked and he had the belt covering his genitals.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It covered his genitals.
It wasn't covering his genitals.
It was
genitalia.
It was covering
genitalia.
It was covering his knob.
Genitalia. His knob.
Yeah.
Genitalia.
So shush.
Okay.
So his penis has never been in a magazine.
No, but it was covering. That's what I was saying. It was covering his genitalia.
Yeah, so he wasn't fully nude.
So it was covering his genitalia.
Stop saying genitalia. But anyway, I looked at those pictures of Shawn in Playgirl magazine.
Sorry, I'll stop.
That was the first time ever I've thought, oh, am I gay? If there's anyone that could turn me, it would be Shawn Michaels.
I think he already has.
The sexy boy.
The sexy boy.
Okay. Sexy boy. So,
although not now.
Okay, Jay. Let's move on. So the tattoo.
I'd be like, Shawn, look me in the eyes.
Oh, stop it, James. Stop. James, stop.
That was naughty.
So that's the Shawn Michaels tattoo is what you're going with?
Yeah, I think so. I've got to after that.
I wouldn't say anything has made me want a tattoo or to copy, but the iconic one for me growing up watching WCW was Goldberg's.
Oh, yeah.
On his arm.
Kind of the barbed wire on the arm. Yeah. That was a good tattoo.
Anytime I kind of see anything that resembles that, I think Goldberg. So
the Bron Breaker's got it.
Yeah, Bron Breaker's got it.
Yeah. I think I would go with the Big Show with the tiger coming out the grass. What did you guys think?
That was a horrendous.
I don't know what the hell that was. You know what? I always kind of liked. I would never get a tattoo myself, but I always kind of didn't mind Orton's. Orton had a back tattoo with the. Was that barbed wire as well?
It looked like a
the barbed wire across his back. I always thought that was quite cool. I think it looked good on Orton.
I like that. Oh, do you know what? There's another one, a really subtle one, and I was considering copying it. Weirdly, it's Shawn Michaels. Maybe I am. Maybe
you love a bit of Shawn, innit?
I do love a bit of Shawn. I'm sure, has got a tattoo of his wedding ring under his wedding ring.
Okay.
I've thought about doing that before.
I think that's quite nice.
Yeah. That's really sweet.
Yeah.
So if you lose it, you haven't really.
Yeah, exactly.
It's still there.
It's always there. Yeah. Although, when you get divorced, it's a bit annoying.
Laser.
Eh? Laser. Yeah.
I do like the all the Samoan ones. Stuff. And I was just going to mention on this past week on Stephanie's show with her Fanatics that she does, Dominic Mysterio was there and he showed off his knuckles. Across all four are all like lucha legends, which all happen. 4 of them are his like legend lucha people, and the other 4 are his godparents.
Oh, that's lovely.
So it's still like Jushin Thunder, or I think it was like Liger and
Psychosis.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I've got it. I know what I'm going to go with.
Go on.
Bam Bam Bigelow's fire on the top of the skull. That's what I'm going to go with.
You should get that.
Yeah, I'm going to get that.
You should get that. To that point about Stephanie's podcast and how we were talking about the product and all the sponsorships and WWE trying to monetize absolutely every aspect of the product. They're in the podcast game.
Yeah, I know.
Like, they're pushing us and other outlets similar to us out because they're trying to do it themselves.
Yeah.
They have the Raw recap and the SmackDown reaction show, whatever.
And they could tell their own story. They could control the narrative.
They can control the narrative.
So their product never sucks
We're
on their
never
podcast.
we're never going to be able to compete with bloody Cody Rhodes hosting his own podcast or Stephanie McMahon hosting her own podcast.
They have access to all the talent they want. You know,
it's like
it's sad. It's a sad time.
They're trying to
monopolize
and monetize every single aspect of the business.
Didn't they do that to Wale with Wale Mania?
Yeah, when they started doing their
After Dark.
After Dark.
That
was just a
WrestleMania
Wale Mania ripoff.
So it's like, why are we now sending our talents elsewhere to other parties when we can just do
it
this
ourselves?
I just don't like.
It's crazy.
I get it. I obviously get it from a business point of view, but surely there is some other stuff. They are profitable enough,
exactly,
not to stampede over everyone else's opportunities that they're trying to build for the love of WWE. It's like, come on. Anyway, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, John Cena, Logan Paul. Like we were saying earlier, John, cool lines, cutting. Execution brilliant, but not a lot of it made sense.
Yeah.
He said Cody Rhodes was a cheap imitation of John Cena. Cody Rhodes isn't trying to be like John Cena.
Not at all.
I think just in terms of being like a good guy for the people, I think that's probably as far as you can say. But
he called Jey Uso lazy, I think.
Yeah.
In what way is Jey Uso lazy?
The guy comes out and does a 20-minute cardio session every
week. Dissected this promo.
John couldn't yeet like Jey Uso. No, listen, I thought it was fine. I thought it was quite interesting, but ultimately the job was to get us more excited about Money in the Bank and this tag match. Did it excite you any more for the match?
No.
I can't get excited for a match where both of the champions we have are just in a tag match on this show. Like, not even one of you could have defended your titles on this. Like, come on, guys. Well, yeah, we'll see what it is. Do you think this is going to main event?
And it was weird that they announced that Gunther would challenge for the championship on Raw before they even announced this tag match.
Yeah.
It's funny, isn't it?
I still think it's crazy. Like, I don't think enough people are talking about it. 4 weeks ago, they said that Gunther is having this match on Raw in just Phoenix, Arizona, on TV for the title. And it's like, why? Like, why? What's the reason behind it?
Yeah. It's. I mean, I don't mind a big world title TV match.
It's just how we got there.
Yeah, it's just how we got there.
It just really looks like they're telling us something is going to happen on this show.
Yeah.
Like,
but what is it?
Let's hope it's something good.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk briefly about Raw.
Oh, I know what it is.
Oh, go on.
Okay. No, go
what?
on. Goldberg.
Goldberg.
He saves Jey. No, I'm just joking. I don't know.
It's not too far-fetched because isn't Night of Champions this month? End of the month in
Night
Saudi.
of Champions is at the end of June in Saudi.
Yeah, there you go.
It's not too far-fetched.
It might be
to be
Goldberg.
honest.
Not too far-fetched.
Could be
I mean,
Goldberg.
I hope you're wrong.
I hope I'm wrong too.
But
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that.
There's also Saturday night main event happening in Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
End of July.
There it is.
So there it is.
There it is.
There it is.
That's hometown, right?
Yeah,
Goldberg's
That's
hometown,
Goldberg.
yeah.
So that's, I assume, where it'll happen. CM Punk and Sami Zayn aligned on their focus on Seth Rollins and his group on Raw. Listen, I loved this CM Punk
really
promo.
good.
This
Yeah.
was really good. For whatever reason, he was just absolutely on fire. Word perfect. His lines towards John Cena were brilliant. I thought it was just wicked from CM Punk. Sami Zayn then came out and sort of said, you have to win this qualifying match. You have to get into Money in the Bank. You have to stop Seth Rollins winning. Why is to our point earlier about everything's fine and everything like sort of is making sense. It's like nothing's wildly out of kilter, but it's just not it's not in any way hitting a home run. I don't know why Sammy is so set against ensuring Seth Rollins isn't champ. Like he said, if Seth wins, it's all over. What's all over? What? This is Cena saying I'm going to ruin wrestling. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
I'm going to destroy the legacy of your fan. What? It's like it's nothing that we can get our teeth into.
Yeah.
So whilst I actually really enjoyed this back and forth between Sammy and Punk, I just thought it felt a bit empty.
Yeah.
The exciting bit about it was him saying, down the road, you and I are going to meet and we're going to have a different conversation. And Punk was like, I look forward to that.
Yeah.
And I loved Punk dancing to Sammy's music and singing along to it. Like, you know, there were aspects of this I really liked. But also, why is Bronson Reed in the faction? They haven't explained that, have they?
Not really. It was like, you know, obviously Bronson Reed was the one that took out Seth early in the year.
Seth won the feud.
And Seth won the feud. I think Seth is showing, he's a badass. I respect him. I want him in part. I think it's that kind of thing.
I mean, actually, I'm backtracking a little bit. Now I remember watching it on a running machine, on a treadmill in Crete when I was on holiday. I thought the promo, so not this week, but last week's Raw, the promo that Heyman did, because yes, you're right, he did give a bit of an explanation. He was like, we looked to someone who took Seth Rollins to the limit.
Yeah.
You know, they obviously needed a powerhouse in Bronson Reed. So yes, I guess that makes sense. And I really enjoyed that Paul Heyman promo, by the way.
I really enjoyed the entrance of Heyman, Bronson.
They look cool.
And
don't get me wrong.
And look, the way they meshed the theme songs together, I think it really worked really well.
Yeah, it was good. Lyra Valkyria brawled with Becky Lynch. Lyra annoyingly lost the crowd in this, who were chanting what?
Yeah,
I know.
Which you can just take it with a pinch of salt, because you could just say it's the crowd being idiots.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, she lost them. And does that say the story's not good enough? Does that say the performances aren't good enough? Because if they were hooked in, they wouldn't have done that.
I slightly disagree.
Okay, go on.
I think sometimes we do kind of like gloss over how women are sometimes seen in wrestling. And I think like women could have a great match and you'll still have the crowd go to a toilet break. Women will have a great match and crowd will still kind of interrupt a women's match because it's women wrestling. And I'm not saying that's always the case, because, you know, there's some outstanding women there that people want to see. But I think Lara is doing a great job. I think Becky's been doing a great job. I think this is working. This is what the IC title needs. And unfortunately, because their accents are Irish, I'm going to say it's part of it as well. Americans, not all Americans, so don't come at me at the comments, Americans, but some Americans, when they hear foreign accents, they kind of disengage, switch off a little bit, and I think that's part of it too. But I think they're doing a great job.
I mean, I think with Becky Lynch, it's like we're along for the ride. I don't like it's Becky Lynch playing a bad guy to a degree. Yeah. We still want to always love her because she's Becky Lynch and she's cool and she's great. But you know, but yes, it is working. And we said it a few weeks ago. She's done wonders for Lyra.
Yeah,
Lyra's doing a really good job. Lyra's confidence on the mic is impressive.
Exactly.
It's gone through the roof.
I'm glad you said that.
It is impressive, given she's really new to this stage, this level. So I'm impressed, and I really hope they have a bit of a show-stealing match, because
I hope so too.
They had a great match before.
Yeah,
Becky's gonna win this title and do Cena shtick better than Cena's doing it right now.
You think so?
She's playing into being Becky Hogan.
Yeah, she is.
Like, she's playing into, without saying the word politicking, like, she's basically doing that. And Lyra, I think, is my annoyance with the crowd is that, you know, they'll always do what chanting. They'll do it to, like, people that can deal with it and, you know, can get their way around it, more experienced people, right? But then in the same breath, the crowd, the audience always ask, give us someone new. We want to see new talent. And then you are making life difficult for the new talent by doing stuff like this.
Exactly.
Like, especially being women's wrestling, who get less of an opportunity anyway. Like, you say one thing and then you behave another way. It's not productive.
No.
So, yeah.
Becky Hogan, she needs a yellow and red shirt when she wins the IC title.
I would not be surprised if she
Becky
pulls one
Hogan
out.
with McDonald's all over it, right? Yellow and red. Yeah, I mean, I love if she came out and ripped off a shirt.
I would love it. I'd had the yellow bandana.
The bandana.
I would love it.
Or a moustache. Jey Uso and Sami Zayn defeated Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed in a tag match via DQ when Seth Rollins interfered, and then this later fed into the main event. El Grande Americano defeated CM Punk and AJ Styles in a triple threat match to qualify for Money in the Bank. A result that has had people up in arms. People have been really upset that Grande took out both Punk and AJ Styles. So Punk was obviously attacked, and then this built into a show-ending beatdown when the faction beat down Sammy and Punk again. But talking about Grande Americano, so he's pulling double duty, right, on Saturday?
No, he's not.
Wow.
He's only wrestling. He's only wrestling at Money in the Bank.
Yes, sorry.
What's going on?
Wow.
So Chad
Gable's wrestling in.
Excuse me.
Yes, thank you.
He's got a match against
Vikingo.
Yes, Vikingo.
Triple A world champion.
He's
mega champion.
incredible.
So, I mean, it's going to be a fascinating card to watch.
Yeah.
Like, the action should be brilliant.
Yeah.
So that's on Saturday afternoon. Then it goes into the kickoff show for Money in the Bank, literally straight away. And then it's Money in the Bank. And also, we should reference Punk and AJ Styles, their first match in, I think, was it 21 years?
Yeah.
Love seeing the images of them two facing off in, was it Ring of Honor originally?
Yeah.
And then Raw. But yeah, I mean, like, it was a really good match. I didn't mind Chad picking up this win.
No, neither did
At all.
I actually expected it.
And did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why is he in this match if he's not going to win it? That's the way I saw it anyway.
That's a great point. That's a great. I'm almost annoyed I didn't think of that.
Yeah, I saw him winning it. Yeah,
and presumably the story was there was metal in his mask.
Yes,
and that's why it was
and
that's why it took out AJ. So I didn't think it made AJ look bad because people were saying it makes him look really weak. I don't think it does.
I appreciate at the beginning of the match as well, AJ and CM Punk were telling the ref check his mask.
Yeah, I love that
because everyone's been losing via that. So ref checked his head and everything, said no, he's all good. And in the end, he slips it in there and won that anyway. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, it was a really good main event.
Yeah,
it was nice, and it's also nice to see Punk wrestling regularly.
Yeah,
like it feels like that's picked up a bit.
Yeah,
like he still feels like a special attraction, but he's putting shifts in as well.
Talk me through. There was a spot that happened where when Americano went off the top rope with the moonsault. What led to that bit? Did AJ do a Styles clash on Punk and went for the pin, and then something happened
inside the ring,
and then an Americano did a moonsault, break up the pin. It was amazing. That spot was
some great
really good action. Some really good action.
So yeah, a really nice wrestling main event to cap off Raw. But so the stage is set for the men's ladder match. We've got Solo Sikoa. Is he any threat whatsoever? Anyway, Solo. We've got LA Knight. We've got Penta, Seth Rollins, Andrade, and El Grande Americano. Skills, who's your pick?
I think my head obviously knows the answer is Seth, but I'm going to stick with Solo.
Solo?
My heart is saying Solo.
Really?
Your heart is saying Solo?
But I think it's going to be Seth.
This isn't 2K anymore.
Oh, so I don't have to, no, I know, but...
He's still sticking with Solo?
No, it's going to be Seth. Realistically, to make sense of a story, it has to be Seth. It has to be with this new faction.
With that, yeah,
everything.
But
I would love to see a Solo cash in against Jey. I don't know why. I would love to see that.
Yeah, but
it won't be that.
That moment's passed.
No, that moment's passed, and also you got to focus on Solo and Jacob.
Yes, exactly.
So yeah, it's going to be Seth.
I think for me, Seth is the only viable winner here.
Not LA Knight for you?
I mean, listen, I'd love it to be LA Knight. I really, really would. He's won it before.
Yeah,
I think, isn't he?
Yeah,
LA Knight.
Is he?
No,
LA
he
Knight.
hasn't. No, he hasn't.
Oh, is he not?
No.
My mistake.
Never. He's been in the match before, but yeah, didn't win it.
Oh, okay.
He had that crazy pop in London.
Yeah.
That's
I think it was last year that people wanted him to win.
Yes.
2 years ago,
yes.
it was in London.
It was
yeah,
in
people
London.
wanted him to win.
Yeah, that's right.
So it could be LA Knight. It could be LA Knight or Seth.
Okay, I'm going Seth.
Right.
Mekz,
so,
who are you going?
If you care to indulge me for a second, yeah.
Okay.
I do think that Seth is the front runner.
Yeah.
And I think we could see Seth cash in immediately, like Monday Night Raw, like we've been saying, next week. I'm still going on the belief that Triple H does not like the Money in the Bank. And that's why even if it's Seth that wins it, he'll get rid of it off the TV fairly quickly. I do think there's something with Americano being in this match.
Oh.
I do think...
If he's going to win it.
Okay. So I watched, this is the only match from this card I watched. Alberto Del Rio versus Vikingo for the AAA title.
Yeah.
The fans in Mexico love, what's his face? Alberto for whatever reason.
Yeah, they do.
Right. They didn't seem too happy when Vikingo won the title. And Vikingo's now obviously going into this match with Chad Gable, which I expect Vikingo to retain. But I think it's part of the gag. Americano is going to win this Money in the Bank, and he's going to cash in on Vikingo and become the mega champion. I think that can happen. Same way it works with Triple H. It's off the screen. It's them doing their little AAA partnership thing. And
so it puts a bit of a rocket under the AAA.
Yes, under that partnership.
Yeah.
Chad Gable, Americano, has finally won his first singles title, and it's a world title in Mexico. Part of the gag of the whole Americano stuff.
Right.
And Triple H doesn't really need to deal with the Money in the Bank.
That's a very good theory.
I think that's a great theory. It's going to be Seth.
I do think it's going to be Seth as the front runner.
That's a great theory.
I think it's a way that he can use the Money in the Bank.
I think that's very smart.
And, kind of get Gable or Americano over with this singles championship thing and make AAA happy.
And to bookend this show, it does something different for Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
As a gimmick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So maybe there is something in that.
When he won, and obviously CM Punk is in the match, I said, hold on, something's happening. Something's at play here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think possibly.
I like it.
I don't hate it.
I like it.
I don't hate it at all. Well done, Mekz. Right, before we wrap up, any other thoughts you want to get off your chest?
AJ Styles quoted a legendary WWE Hall of Famer on Raw this week.
What did he say?
He said, everybody has a plan until you get punched in the mouth.
Oh, yeah. Who said that originally?
Mike Tyson.
Hall of Famer.
But technically he is. But yeah, Mike Tyson's the one who came up with that quote.
WWE Hall of Fame.
He is.
Yeah, no, it's good. Mekz, any final thoughts from you?
No.
And thus sums up the week we've had with WWE. No, I am excited about Money in the Bank this weekend. I'm excited for Worlds Collide. As ever, lots of content to consume over the next few days. Should we have some final thoughts?
Yes, please.
Reports suggest that Triple H has decided to eventually release every WWE superstar until he's the only one left in the company holding every championship. I've waited 20 years to get my reign of terror back on track, and now I'm calling the shots. And with WWE aiming to pair up their sponsors with all aspects of the product, starting with Slim Jim on the tables under the ring, there are plans to plaster another sponsor's logo all over John Cena's heel turn. Dude wipes.
Necessary.
Yeah. Right. Mekz, where can people find you on the social?
WrestleManiac UK on TikTok, X, Instagram, and YouTube.
And Skills, where can people find you?
Follow me on all social media platforms at Skillit World. SKILLIT World.
And can you just give me one final Lion King impression because I loved it so much?
And when you do follow me, make sure you look hard.
And you can follow me at James Delo on Instagram if you want to. But more importantly, follow the show at WWGP on X, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Look out for our Drew McIntyre interview. It's coming. It's exclusive to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@WWGP. Subscribe to that right now. Keep your emails coming in. Hello you at WWGP.co.uk. Haven't got to any emails this week, but we've had so many basically complaining. We've had a lot of negative emails talking about John Cena, talking about the product, all fairly negative at the moment, but let's hope we can get invested after Money in the Bank. Finally, it really helps us out if you could rate and review GP wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you to writer, researcher Tom Fordy and producer Ben Ramsden. This has been a Starstruck Media production. Enjoy Money in the Bank weekend. We shall see you next Wednesday.
Gorilla position.
I'm a champ!